Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to all. This is Maria Abbas, your geography instructor for grade 9. Hope you all are doing well, safe and happy, very well adjusted in your routines of school, attending all the live classes as well as watching all the video lessons for all the subjects. It's a different beginning, and we will all make it a successful learning as well. Today's topic is so very obvious from the slide and picture you can see. Western Mountains. From this topographical feature, landform, we learn a lesson to stay strong, stand firmly, even if the wind is blowing in the opposite direction. Stay firm, stand for yourself, take challenges. But while taking challenges, my boys and girls, and taking the life serious, don't forget to be happy. Happiness is enjoying the little things in life. We shall work hard for big happiness and success, but do not overlook the small joys which come in your way. Be happy for the minute things or for the big things. Enjoy your life every day. Collect happiness from your surroundings. Watching your favorite TV show or a series on Netflix. Getting a food of your choice even without demanding for it. These are small happiness. Enjoy them. Live them. And surely the big happiness will also come your way. I'm sure by now you all have paced up very well with your school routines, regularly attending your live classes and watching your video lessons. Let's recall what we learned in our previous class. A reminder, a tickler. I hope you all are sitting with your pens, pencils, booklets, and books, and noting down whatever we'll be discussing today. Let's recap what we learned in our previous class. In our last class, we learned about northern mountains. There are two ranges of northern mountains, Karakoram and Himalayas. Karakoram act as a natural border between Pakistan and China. Himalaya are further divided into three ranges: Central Himalayas, Outer or Lesser Himalayas, and Sivaliks. Northern Western Mountains comprise of Hindu Kush. Hindu Kush has some very historical passes, and these passes have been passage to the entry of Mahmud Ghaznavi and Alexander the Great. The climate in these mountainous regions is extremely cold. Particularly in winters, it snows there a lot, and the land gets covered with thick layer of ice. Lifestyle is very difficult due to these climatic conditions and mountainous terrain. poor infrastructures, and very less and small mountainous valley settlement. But yes, these regions are very popular among the tourists. The tourists from the country and outside the country enjoy being here. The natural beauty lovers, natural beauty can be observed by them in these places. The scenic attractions create jobs over there. When it's the peak season of tourism, a lot many jobs are offered. But during winters, jobs are very limited as the number of tourists reduce, agriculture cannot be practiced. So most of them start working in the cottage industries. So this was all in short what we learned in the previous class. Let's proceed and move on with today's class, that is Western Mountains. So what are we going to learn today? We will be able to analyze the different topographical features of Western Mountains. We will evaluate the effect of topography on the lifestyle and economy of the region. That what type of life or in what way do these people live? And what are their sources of income? When we talk of Western Mountains are comprised of 4 mountain ranges. Safed Ko, follow my cursor please. Safed Ko, Waziristan Hills, Suleiman Range, and Kirthar Range. These are those 4 mountainous regions which make up the Western Mountains. They all are very, very important places in terms of their topography, their existence, and the minerals which are stored there. So the first among them is Safed Ko. Yes, as the name indicates, Safed, white. These mountains are mostly covered with snow. And that is the reason why they are called Safed Ko. Ko means mountains. So these are white hills which are covered with snow and ice throughout the year. They are given water through Kabul and Kurram. The Safed Ko Hills cover the area of KPK and Fatah. KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Fatah is federally administered tribal area or agencies. Now let's look at their relief features. Relief features means how does this mountain look like? What type of land is it? What type of soil can be found? How is its peak? How are its slopes? Whether it has deep narrow valleys or wide valleys. The land is rugged or gentle, flat, steep slopes or gentle slopes, U mountain peaks or sharp mountain peaks. So whatever we talk in reference to the appearance of this mountain is called relief features. The average height of Safed Ko is 3,600 meters. The highest peak is Sikaram, Sikaram, Sikaram. These ranges merge into Kohat Hills. It has rugged topography with steep slopes. Let's get back to its picture. As you can see, the surface of the mountain covered with snow, very uneven, apparently rough. So it shows a typical feature of rugged topography. Similarly, if you look at the mountain peak, it is sharp, pointed. So this is called sharp mountain peaks. You can see the ridges over here. This mountain has ridges, passages, snow-capped peaks. The most popular among them is the Khyber Pass, which is located in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It's an opening, the passage, which is used to travel. It is also one of the landmarks of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In today's comment, write down Khyber Pakhtunkhwa connects Pakistan with which country? Though later in this class only, I'll be discussing and sharing the answer as well. But let's see how many of you were attentive. Which country is connected with Pakistan through Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? Landslides are very common in this region due to rainfall and snow. In summers, the rivers flow very fast as the snow melts due to the high temperature. They have deep, narrow valleys. Due to the river flowing through these valleys, it creates meanders. Meanders are formed between the mountains. Waterfalls and rapids are also common. Waterfalls are fast-flowing water dropping down from the mountains directly on the bed. This region has coniferous and subtropical forest. Towards the peak of the mountains, the trees which are found belong to the coniferous family. Limestone, which is a non-metallic mineral, very commonly available in the mountains of Safed Koh. Next are Waziristan Hills. Waziristan is a name which has been very popular in the news, particularly of Pakistan, in the last 1 decade. This is the region where the war against terrorism has taken place. Talibanization, which was spreading from Afghanistan, Waziristan Hills act as a border between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Many of the Talibans were entering the region or were successful to enter this area. Pak Army is continuously securing this land and getting it cleared by the Talibans. Let's have a look. How do Waziristan Hills look like? Barren, very thin soil, very less vegetation. If you look at the picture carefully, there are no trees, but the bushes. After looking at the type of soil, we can easily figure out the climate of this region. Dry, arid, less rainfall. Average height of Waziristan Hills is 3,000 to 3,000 meters. It runs parallel with the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. Some very popular passes and important passes, Kurram and Gomal. Some of them connect this region within the places in Pakistan, or even they may connect Pakistan with the neighboring countries. As after looking at the picture, we identified that the soil is thin and poor. We mostly see tropical scrub forest which has more of short-heighted plants. As the weather is dry, less rain, this region has seasonal rivers. What are seasonal rivers? Seasonal. Seasonal rivers are the rivers which flow only during the rainy season, while during the dry months there are no rivers flowing. These rivers dry up once the rain season gets over. Even the small streams which are flowing in this region become active during the rainy season and develop braided channels. What are braided channels? Braided channels are those small streams which flow down from the main river carrying alluvium and clay. As you look at the picture, we looked at the picture and found that this region is rugged, rough, not suitable for settlement, and dry. Now, what type of climate can be found or can be observed, or what type of climate do these Safedko and Waziristan hills experience? A typical highland climate. A typical highland climate means the climate of winters, of the mountainous regions. Not exactly the climate of winters, but the climate of mountainous regions. It remains cold mostly throughout the year in Safedko. Very, very cold. In winters, the temperature might go beyond 0 degrees. And summers are also very mild, whereas Waziristan has cold winters and warm summers. These regions receive most of its rainfall during the months of December till March. The rain which occurs in these months during winters is called Western Depression. So how do these regions receive rain? They receive rain during winters from December to March by the phenomena, by the system which is called Western Depression. We will be doing this in details when we will do the chapter of climate. Safedko is a humid region which receives almost 750 millimeter rain every year, while Waziristan has semi-arid weather, that is mostly dry. The region is moving from less dry to more dry climate. It receives minimum of 250 and maximum up to 750 millimeter rain per year. As you move from south of Kohat towards Waziristan, the rainfall reduces. This is because of the climatic conditions. As we discussed, climate in Waziristan is dry, less rain. Now comes the next one, which is Suleiman Range. Suleiman Range or Suleiman Mountains are located in the west of River Indus. They serve as a natural border between Punjab and Balochistan. If you look at this picture, this photograph, what does it show you? What can you analyze, evaluate, find out, observe about the type of land? rugged, barren, rocky, very less rain might occur over here. Loose rocks can be seen in the picture. But yes, we can see people also. So this might be popular among the tourists. Let's learn about it more. Its height in the north is 3,440 meters. But as you come towards the south of this range, the height reduces to 1,600 meters. The highest peak of Suleiman Range is Takhte Suleimani. The area is rugged and rocky, with bare rocks, steep slopes. Now again look at the picture. The slopes are quite slopey, not easy to climb up. Such type of slopes are called steepy slopes. And sharp ridges. Look at the path between the two sides of the mountain. So all are these topographical relief features of Suleiman Range. Limestone and sandstone, these are two non-metallic minerals which are found over here. In winters, it is very, very cold and has warm summers. They act as a barrier and do not allow the winds of Western Depression to reach central Pakistan. Western Depression is a system which results in rainfall. It originates in the western parts of Pakistan. From Iran, they travel to Pakistan, and Suleiman Range blocks it. Kirthar Range, the last of the four mountain ranges of Western Depression. They are located in the south of Suleiman Range and act as a natural border between Sindh and Balochistan. Look at the rock, the mountain, bushes, dry. At such an altitude, seems to be cold. The mountains are very rugged, rough, steepy slopes, absolutely straight, difficult to climb. Let's learn more about its feature. Its height is 2,174 meters. It receives water from Hub and Leari River. Sandstone is found in this region. The climate of this area is arid. We just discussed what type of climate is arid climate. Dry, very less rainfall. They may even have lesser than 250 millimeters every year. And that is the reason why over here, if you look at the picture of Kirthar Range, very less plants can be seen. No huge plantation or trees. It has dry subtropical scrubs, cold in winters and mild in summers. Warm summers are observed here. Very less rainfall. There are some very important passes in the Western Mountains. I hope you remember a question I have just asked you all. Passes are natural openings in the mountains which allow the movement of people. These passes may connect one country to another or places within the countries. The five most important passes in the Western Mountains are Khyber Pass, Kurram Pass, Tochi Pass, Gomal Pass, and Bolan Pass. Khyber Pass has two different pathways. It is wide enough to facilitate the movement of troops even, army even. It takes down to the Vale of Peshawar. You have to find out which country does it connect Pakistan with and share it in the comments of your Google Classroom. Kurram Pass connects Pakistan to Afghanistan. Tochi connects the places within the country, Ghazni to Bannu. Gomal connects Pakistan to Afghanistan, and Bolan connects Quetta. So these are five most important passes which serves as a path of connection within or outside the country. These passes have also facilitated trade in the past. They are also of great historical importance. Even today, they are used for the movement of people. Now, what is the lifestyle of people living in this region? As we have learned that this area is dry, very less rainfall, arid climate, seasonal rivers. So, agriculture cannot be practiced. For growing crops, you need a lot of water, which is not available in this region throughout the year. Being mountainous region, rugged landscape, and no permanent rivers, canal irrigation can also be not practiced. For canal irrigation, you need to have a constant, continuous supply of water. Transportation facilities are also limited, as most of the regions do not have railway tracks or even metalled concrete roads. Some places might use jeeps or huge trucks, but some places can only be reached or accessed by using animal carts. Very few metalled roads are there. Some developed places in these mountains are Quetta, Sibbi, and they are also quite disconnected from the other parts of the country during winters. But yes, Quetta is now connected through proper motorways, so it's easier to travel there. Now comes the question, why can't we make roads over there? Did anyone think of this question? The reason is, in mountainous regions, it is very, very expensive, dangerous, and difficult to supply infrastructure needs, such as pipelines for water, roads for transportation, setting up national grids from where the electricity can be supplied. As a consequence, the development projects in these areas have not been very successful. As there are limited resources, people are compelled, forced to live a nomadic lifestyle. My question number 2. What is a nomadic lifestyle? As very few people live in this region, so population density is also very low. Let's quickly recap our learning for the day. We learned that all the Western mountains have rugged topography, they have dry climate, so very less rainfall. Land is barren and rocky. Agriculture cannot be practiced. Very limited job opportunities. People live as nomads, and the survival is difficult. Now, I repeat my two questions which I have asked you all today. Number one, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa connects Pakistan with which country? Number two, what is nomadic life, nomadic lifestyle? Answer both the questions in the chat box. Stay safe, stay indoors, be regular to your live classes, and be regular to watch your video lessons. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Hope to see you in the next class.